The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the October 17th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check out the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and most importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, let those fingers do the walking. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question and send those questions sooner than later out there. Of course, in the Tiger's Den, you can ping me whenever. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow trading down about 12 points. 25,785 is the print. S&P's up 6. NASDAQ 100 up 18. Russell's off 7. So we've got a mixed bag out here. Gold is off $3. Silver's down 2 pennies. Leading the charge to the upside, you've got Booking Holdings. That's $25. That's a little over 1%. Netflix is up $14, so it's given up a lot of the gains. Nonetheless, still was a gap to the upside. I think the volume is relatively light. When I last looked at Netflix out there, Amazon is up $13. Mercado Libre up 9. BlackRock is up 8. To the downside, still that auto zone is not in a good zone. Man, I haven't looked at that, but that is down $54. I thought it was down pretty good yesterday. This is a daily chart. No, it wasn't AutoZone. Well, actually, AutoZone was down pretty good yesterday and made its way back. In any event, it's off $53 or 7%. Stamps.com down $17. That's nearly 8%. O'Reilly Automotive off 13. All the auto parts companies, Advanced Auto down 10. Tilray is off 10. Shopify is down 10. So there's things to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Didn't have any questions as we went into the open. So let's just kind of take a tour around the markets, see what it is that Steve is going to be focused on and paying attention to. And the one area that I'm paying attention to the most, we talked about this yesterday. We looked at it and we said, well, here's something to be paying attention to. And it's really inside the NQ, and it was because we had a question, I believe it was about Amazon. In the case of Amazon, we said, looks like that's going to bounce up to Stevie's red line. And then we took a look at the NQ and said, this is kind of interesting, because when we look at the NQ daily time frame chart out here, the question is this been a counter trend rally, meaning trading up into resistance, or is this the beginning of the confirmation that, okay, the bull run is back in place inside the daily time frame chart, at least for price to make its way up to 75.44. And what I'm paying attention to today on a closing basis, because it is a daily chart, is Stevie's red line. More than tested earlier in the day. It's right around 73, 12, 13, somewhere around there. We're trading at 73.10 right now. If we close above it, then the message would be very convincing. If we close right around it, well, then, you got to give it just a little bit of play out there. And if you close well below it, then it says, okay, that could be a problem. At this stage here, we're basically right on it. We're even Steven, so to speak. But so we'll be watching that, or I'll be watching that as one of the signals. I don't have that same set of signals, for example, coming from the other equity futures contract. In the case of the Dow Daily, we can see that its green line just turned red yesterday. And so we should see price catch up to it. That's at 26,011. That's the number on it before it would generate a similar style message as the NQ out there. If we take a look at the ES Mini, the ES Mini's case, it is going to or should do the same type of test. The red line is around 28.36. We're trading at 28.17. So give or take a few points. That should unfold out here. And inside the old Russell 2000, not that it's old, but let's go take a look at it. That way I can at least cover everything for everybody out there, at least those that are taking a look at the daily time frame charts out here. And so in the Russell yesterday, so that's right. So the Russell and the NQ are the ones giving us the early signal out here. Now, inside the Russell, 1598, so, 1598-ish would be the number. We can see how it acted as resistance thus far. If you close above Stevie's red line, in this case here, that would turn it bullish. That would give you, this is the equity futures contracts. That's what it would, that would be the signal, and at least it would give Stevie, and I think it would give you the same message as well. So, so far we know what to look for. And it's 1:12 in the afternoon. Can you ask for more than that? You can. I just don't know if you're going to get it. What else are we going to be watching for? Well, inside the so what did the markets do this morning out here? So these are the daily equity futures contracts as well. All four of them. They're kind of exploded up. I was trying to figure out, okay, from low to high, where are we? And what you'll see here, the ES Mini on the left-hand side, basically it was about a 0.382 retracement. Short of a 0.382 retracement from low to high from last Friday to the high earlier about 3 o'clock this morning. Just short of shy of a 0.382 retracement in the NQ. A little bit over a 0.382 retracement inside the Dow. Price got right down to the center of its profile, 25,445. Then off she went. And inside the Russell 2000, the same thing. So if that's the retracement and prices continue to move higher throughout the day, I don't know whether they will or they won't, that's a pretty positive event that would be unfolding. Now, inside the ES Mini, prices, let's go ahead and get rid of those retracements. We don't need those now. Inside the ES Mini, prices trading above the top of its daily profile right now. So that's 28.13. So that says that that test that we're looking for in the ES ought to be able to get up on the daily basis. At this stage here, as of 1:13, the message is it ought to be able to make that move higher. In the case of the NQ out here, let's get rid of the retracement. She is traveling with inside her daily box out here. But nonetheless, this would suggest to me if we see the positive test we're looking for around the 73.13.14 level in the NQ, if we get that test, then we should say, or what we did say was price should make a run for 75.44, the top of that daily profile. Inside of the Dow out here, what we're looking at is price tested and rejected both last night and earlier this morning, the top of its box, 25,814. You close over that. That's very bullish with regard to its signal out here. And inside the Russell, the level it's got to get above is 1606. Once it does that, it's back inside its box, and then it's ready to head further north. So we get back from this break, we'll check, we'll see if there's any requests out there. If not, I'll try to figure something to chat about. Nonetheless, great to be with you. Thanks for being here, and we'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So Nancy A. writes in, and she says, "Hi, Steve. I day trade the Qs when the momentum is in the stock. If you could give me your take on the trading range today, I would appreciate it. I'm enjoying the daily updates on your newsletter. Thank you." And so if we take a look at this is coming from Olympia, Washington. So you're getting up early in order to trade the Qs out here. And so, Nancy, the first thing that I've got up on my screen, because I'm not sure what, so if I were you, and I was day trading the Qs, which it sounds like you're doing, then I'd really want to be focused on the intraday time frame charts for the NQ out here. And what I have up on my screen right now is the 15, the 30, the 60, the 90, and the 120-minute time frame charts out here. Now, I would be doing that, and at the same time, Nancy, that I would be doing that. So as you know, last night, at about, I don't remember what time, 3:30 or 3 o'clock, what have you, I sent out the email or the newsletter update that let everybody know that the NQ had reached a level of resistance. The ES and the Dow had reached a level of resistance. Said we're not going to exit the position, but if you're a short-term trader, you ought to know that right now you're headed into resistance. And afterwards, even in the evening update, we talked about that once again. What took place, and you saw earlier this morning, what took place at about 3:30 inside the Qs, or inside the NQ, I should say, was it formed that short-term Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Here's a 30-minute chart, for example, folks, so you can see that out here. It did it on the 30-minute time frame chart. It did it on the 60. It did it on the 120. So here's the 60-minute time frame. And so this morning we knew it, and certainly subscribers knew at 8 o'clock, to expect or anticipate a retracement, as far as the morning session. Now, I was following this closely for personal reasons out there, and was trying to identify, okay, where is this, if it's going to make a turn, Nancy, where is this going to make a turn? And so what I was watching for, because I went down to really narrow time frame chart, was the 15-minute chart for the NQ. And lo and behold, one of those other patterns that we like to pay attention to, kind of courtesy of Basil Chapman, although it's not part of the Chapman wave. It's just an element of it, which is the wave counting piece of it. And on the 15-minute time frame chart, and I don't know how this works. I don't know why this works. I just know that it works and you pay attention to it. And so what the NQ did this morning was it found a support, or began its turn after wave number 7. You can see that on my screen out here. So it's really chopping at this stage here. Is there a good trend in place inside the NQ? Right now, not necessarily. We're up against support or resistance on the daily time frame chart. You and I just looked at that, so it hasn't really cleared it. I could make the case for both sides of the trade, and if I can make the case for both sides of the trade out there, that says probably no trade right now, Nancy, from the day trader's perspective out here. On the 15-minute time frame chart, that gave us a nice signal. We also got to the Tom DeMark setup 9 count. That was during the last 15-minute session, so at 12:15. So I'd be watching this. If there's going to be momentum to the upside, then price will close over that high that we just had between 1 and 1:15 in the afternoon. That would be a signal. That would be at least a bullish signal to get back to the highs of earlier this morning, around 3 o'clock or so. But right now, I'm not feeling it to either side to give you the clear signal out there. The only other thing that was going on at the same time, because I was trying to put this together myself, was so first, here's all your profiles. Let me do that. So you've got that for these different time frames. Look, on a 90-minute time frame chart, price hit the bottom of that profile at 72.18. That was support. So I'd have to say that's your support for the day. If price gets below that, then you probably have an A to B equals CD to the downside or something else that would be unfolding. If I look at the little bit larger time frame out here, larger, you're going to get one duplication because you're going to get the 60, the 240, the 300, the daily, and the weekly out here. We really kind of covered the daily. The 240-minute price hit the top of its box out there. So I hope that helps. You're a subscriber, so I'm going to just share with you that as we speak right now, 123. I give you the bearish case. The bearish case is this. Price has, for the day, price has made it right up to resistance. Stevie's red line, you're trading just right around that. And as long as price remains below that, you can see some kind of movements to the downside. You get above that level out here, then 75.44 becomes the number. So at 123 in the afternoon, I'd probably just simply be patient out here. So I hope that helps you out. Now, the other thing that I want to do, so you're trading the Qs. Let's do this. I don't know what the time frame it is that you use out here. And I appreciate your comments, but let's just go to a 10-minute time frame chart, and let's go ahead and add the TAS market profiles. Now we can use a different. Oh, geez, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this, add a chart. What I want to do is, and we can use different time frames just to see if they're helping you. Or would have helped you, and they will help you. Here's what I know. In a momentum-based market out here, Nancy, you'd really like to have access to this profile information, at least to try to keep you on one side, the correct side of the trade out here. So the good news is this is running from open to close in the cash session out here. Right now, and right now, price is above the top of that box. So what you'd want to do is there's 2 levels of resistance that you can clearly see from a 10-minute time frame. I can put the volume out here, so that would, but the volumes could kind of screw you up too, because the volume at the open and the volume at the close are 2 totally different kind of things. And what do you mean kind of things, Steve-O? You got, on close and an open type of volume out there. So if we just take a look at this and what's it doing, here was the open, right, at 9:30 this morning. I would just say this, Nancy, that you've got resistance here at 178.26 and 178.62 out there. And if price is able to clear that from a momentum standpoint, I'd give you one last level to be paying attention to. On the Qs out here, which would be about 179.50. Here's what we know right now. The Qs on a short-term basis are making higher lows, and they're making higher highs. So the trend is to the upside out here, and I'd say it'd be to the downside if price were to close below the 1040 bar, on a 10-minute basis, which is 175.47. So I hope that helps you out. And if not, just send me an email and I'll get something to you that will help you out. So thanks for writing in. Let's see if we've got any other questions out here. We do not have anything else. It is awfully quiet. So what else is Steve Reno going to be paying attention to? You know, the spot volatility index is something I want to pay attention to. It's traded at 1764 out there. No big deal. My preference is that by the end of the day, that at least closes below 1823 out there, which is the 3-month version of its volatility index. What is likely unfolding here, as long as what's likely unfolding, is that the spot volatility index is headed down to 1478. So that should bode well for the S&P 500 and the markets. This wild volatility that we have, and that spot volatility index is above the 50-day exponential moving average. Basically, anything is game. That's what we're seeing right now.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So, question from the Tiger's Den, from John from Philly in the Tiger's Den, and is asking, what's my take on Treasury bond futures out here? And it's perplexing to me. And let me just share with you some of the reasons why. So let me do this here. Well, and I talked about this in the newsletter this morning, because one of the things that we like to do is take a look at, hey, what are the markets doing since last night? I like to go to my black box system so that in an instant I know what's going on intraday time frame charts. So we saw the Rhodes momentum indicator tops. They're missing now from the 30 and the 1 hour time frame, just simply because of the movement that we had out there, and so that gets flushed off to the side. But excuse me. Specifically with regard to the fixed income section, if you take a look at the 5 hour time frame chart for the treasuries out here, John, this has a confirmed bottom. That confirmed bottom, that took place a couple of days ago. Now, why is the 5 hour time frame chart so important? Well, you actually were one of the individuals that kind of turned me on to that Saratoga Bob time frame. Here, by the way, is a 5 hour time frame chart for the NQ. It's worked pretty good there. And so since I track it for there, I get to track it for other instruments as well. If we take this chart here, the NQ, let me get rid of it, and let me go put the 5 hour time frame chart out here. And I'm sorry if I'm giving you the long answer, but I don't know how else to answer your question without diving down into what it is that I'm seeing on these different time frames out there. And, I think at this stage here, you're kind of fishing for the next top inside of T-bonds. And so we want to go take a look at those bottoming signals and say, hey, what are they saying to us? So you can see the Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. We can see how this formed. You can see how prices on a 5 hour time frame chart has struggled in the area probably where you decided to go ahead and take a short. Now we have that on the 5 hour time frame, and we have it on the daily time frame. 138.26 is the top of its bearish structured box. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me do this here now. Darn it. Let me get that back. Let me do this. And what I mean by the bearish structured box, if you focus on the left-hand panel of the chart out here, you're going to, I didn't mean to do that either. I meant to get rid of price. There we go. So now we got rid of price. And so you're going to see the blue lines, the ones that I'm focused on right now. And so you can see the top of the box, 138.26. Bullish structured box. And that meant that the price should have been able to get up to that level. So we've got that bottom pattern, right, on the 5 hour time frame chart. We know why it found resistance, okay, because there was resistance. It was a bullish structured daily profile. And I can see why you would go ahead and fire away to the short side. Now, let's say that it works for you. Ask the question, is it going to work? Is it going to be a winner? You see the center line of the daily profile? It is now the bottom of a brand new weekly box out there. John, that is telling you that if you want to know where the buyers are lined up in the 30-year Treasury, at least according to profiles, that is the spot, 137.13. So is it going to work? Yeah, maybe it is going to work because you're up against daily resistance out here. Don't forget, there's also buyers lined up at about 138.07. The center line of that new weekly profile. So this is the range where they're at. Is it going to bust out the lows? I don't have the evidence yet to support that. If T-bonds were able to, and here's the other side, right? So you and I are also looking at, well, what are the guys that are trading T-bonds in their local currency, euros or yen or pounds, seeing out here? And there's not a definitive answer there. If anything, right now in euros and in pounds, they're sort of seeing it move a little bit higher intraday, and in euro and in yen, it's just kind of flat right now, right? So it's a trade where at least the information that you and I are taking a look at, and here's the other thing, on a daily time frame chart, prices trading above Stevie's red line. So there's no real breakdown. It's traded up to resistance, which is about as much information as I can provide. And now what you and I know is where there's really great support out there. So now you know what you're up against. You know where buyers and sellers are at. And I think that's the only way I can answer your question. Is it going to be a winner? Because it's going to be for how long? Now, the cool thing here would be the real winner. You don't have to wait for it to get below its prior swing point. Would be a close below 136.30 out there. You close below that, then I think all holy heck could break loose, especially if we see the same thing going on with regard to treasury bonds in the local currencies as well. So I hope that helps you, at least with regard to what Stevie is looking at when I take a look at T-bond futures out here. Goldilocks, as long as we're talking about, hey, what's going on in major currencies out there. If we take a look at gold in dollars, well, I'll be a son of a gun. We got a brand new daily profile. Now, I don't know if it's going to take hold. It looks like it is. And it just formed, literally, because I didn't see it there an hour ago. And the top of that box is 1236.90. And the bottom of the box, let me actually get you the numbers out here. So 1236.90 is the top. It's a narrow profile. 1216.50 is the bottom of the box. And 1226.70 is the center of the box out here. So gold's got some real resistance too. What this helps you and I do, folks, is it really tells us where the sellers are at, which is a very cool thing, because how either bulls or bears are going to use that is where the fight is at. You know, it's like going and watching Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray. It's the 14th round, and you know that all the gloves are coming off out there after they've both been on the deck or so. But that's neither here nor there. If we just simply take a look at where the sellers are at in gold, they're lined up between 1233.80 and 1236.90. Now, if price is able to close above that level, very bullish. Nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern out here. The other nice thing here is retracement should be rather shallow. Should be. Because now you got the buyers supposedly lined up at 1216.50 out here. Now, gold in those other currencies out here, there's nothing that I see that's bad. But it is now up to you. I'm talking to you. You who trade gold in dollars. You need to be the ones that push this thing up above resistance out there, 1236.90. So if you're in the mining equities like I am, I don't see anything here that suggests that you get out. But what we want to see is we want to see gold close above resistance. Used to be 1233.80. Now it's going to be 1236.90. That is the number that we want to see a close above out there. So that's what I see when I take a look at T-bonds. Again, I think that what we're looking at here is a spot volatility index that wants to get down to about 1478. That's the 50-day. If it can get below that, a lot of this volatility, these 300-point swings or more, will start to subside. But right now, it's surfing weather out there. Surfing USA in the U.S. stock market. We've got the Dow off 11 points, S&P's up 6, NASDAQ up 19. Stevie San will be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Jason Path has just launched his weekly newsletter, The Quantitative Edge, available only at TFNN.com. Right now, you can sign up for Jason's outstanding weekly report, including midweek updates whenever warranted, with a 30-day money-back guarantee included, so you have nothing to risk. Jason develops his trade recommendations by creating an ensemble of predictive and mathematical models trained on data by leveraging a variety of techniques, including market-based computer simulations. Jason then combines these these sophisticated predictive and analytical models with deeply researched macro outlooks to identify opportunities in a number of different markets for traders to act on. Whether you're looking to trade futures, equities, commodities like crude oil and gold, Forex, or cryptos, Jason covers it all. Sign up for Jason Paff's weekly trading newsletter right now by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and you'll find the Quantitative Edge under the Newsletters tab. TFNN.com, educating investors. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Got to be a pretty interesting day around the cooler in Canada these days, eh? Probably a lot of Fritos and chips and Twinkies being sold today, this afternoon for lunch. Hey, if we Michael writes in, and Michael wants to, he didn't want to talk about Fritos and Twinkies and cupcakes and all that stuff. But Michael says, hey, hello, Steve. Hello, Michael. I got a call on NVIDIA this morning. How's it look? Also, you're in ACBFF out there. So let's take a look at this one, then we'll take a look at your best friends forever chart out there. So if we take a look at NVIDIA, two things that I would do. So if you're asking me, what do I see like a bottom in NVIDIA? The only bottom signal, Michael, that you and I can see out here would be the weekly time frame bottom of its daily profile at 236.30. It was tested last week. It held. Now, last week, when price was moving lower, it did it with 67 million shares, the time that it was down there before, which was the week of July 2nd. So it's during the holiday time period out there, was 29 million, but the holiday probably didn't make up that difference in volume. So kind of pushing lower with a bit too much volume for me. In order for NVIDIA likely to get moving to the upside, you really need to see the sector itself give you that bullish message out here. And right now what we can see is it's trading at 1283. I'm looking at the stocks out here, and Stevie's red line is at 1283. So ideally, Michael, and I know you didn't buy that just for today, but ideally you want to see the sector itself give you some type of bullish message, or at least that there's more counter trend rally in it. And so you want to really see the semiconductor index close above 1283. That would be the number today, because if you and I look at the same daily time frame chart, in essence, for NVIDIA, you're going to see that it's weaker than the overall sector out here. So in other words, NVIDIA is not pulling the sector higher. The sector would be pulling NVIDIA higher. NVIDIA is trading well below Stevie's red line. Well below. It's at the red line's at 254.68. You're trading at 243.68. So you've got what, $11 out there, and then you've got resistance at 256.40. So right now, from a technical basis on the charts out here, they're standing outside in line in the winter to get some Twinkies. Jeez Louise. Man, oh man, oh man. World's gone nuts out there. In any event, back to NVIDIA. You've got your work cut out for you here. You just do. So yeah. So the other one was AC Best Friends Forever, ACBFF. So let's go take a look at it. and you got in on this. So you don't like yesterday's message on this equity, that's for sure, because that is a Rhodes momentum indicator topping signal. Now, let me put it on this chart too. ACBFF, just so I can get the good global view, so to speak. So you get that topping signal, which says I'm going to go ahead and send price down to support, which it did today at 924. So if that call is a good call, if you know what I mean, price will not close below 924. Because when you get that type of topping signal out here, we'll just show you, okay, get that Rhodes momentum indicator topping signal. The next question we have to say is where's support? You know, because prices should trade back to support. Well, it's the bottom of the box, 924. It did. It held. Price has moved up from there. But if price, Michael, trades below that, then you got problems, potential problems here. Why would I even say that? Well, if you take a look at Aurora Cannabis Inc. out here, you can see, so speaking of cannabis, there we go. So we can see it made that 100% move on a weekly basis. That's the swing point that began January 22nd, 2018, 22 million shares. This week it's tested it with 49 million shares. So it says price will eventually be up there, but the week hasn't ended. Right now, it's a key reversal. Key reversal because it's in an extended condition, and just all it takes is 1 penny below the close of this week's session. This opened at 1088, so 1087 would, and we've exceeded last week's high and low out there. So got to be careful because this, Michael, could be, I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it could be a consolidation. The consolidation range on this, and why I want you to be careful, is $3.92 all the way at the bottom. So it is a possibility out here. Now, what you'd like to see is it close 1 penny above the open this week. So 1088 was the open, 1089, and then what you've got is you do now have a key reversal. So just one ping bacilli will make all the difference in the world on our technical call with regard to Aurora Cannabis. But watch that 924 level as well, because if you close below that, it's just going to confirm what you and I are looking at on the weekly time frame chart out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to our call on ABCFF. So no other questions out here. Very quiet in Quietsville. So let's go take a look, see what else we can look at out here. See what, light sweet crude. Pulling back $2. Nobody asked me about light sweet crude out there. Where is it? Right here. So light sweet crude finally has broken through a barrier of support and resistance. But I think for the last 3 or 4 mornings, I've been having to tell subscribers it's neutral. What do you mean, Steve-O? Well, for the last several days, and by the way, just formed a brand new market profile out there. If you're looking at the daily time frame chart, that would be panel number 2 from the left out here. You see it's red. You can also see prices below the daily profile. But over on the right-hand side, it had been trading above 71.10 for the last several days out here, which is above the top of the box. Now, the weekly is also forming a new profile. I don't know where that's going to form. I mean, I don't know where the bottom, center, and top of the box are at. But at 1:49 in the afternoon right now, this says it wants further pullback. 66.72 could be the number out here. The 60-minute is bearish directionally. 240 is bearish directionally out here. This could easily be an A to B or a Gartley buy pattern inside of light sweet crude. And if you're going to go ahead and figure out where that A to B equals CD pattern is going to line up, the 1-to-1 is about 66.31. The 1-to-1.272, 64.57. So it looks to me like where light sweet crude is headed to is one of those 2 areas out there. It just so happens that at 66.72 is the center of the box, and at 63.44 is the bottom of the weekly box. So not until that new box forms can we really come up with any other call as I see it right now. So thanks for even asking me to go take a look at light sweet crude. What else can we look at here? We've got about 30 seconds to go. Let's go take a look at the auto zone. Let's go see what in the heck it is doing out here. Getting just hammered today. Volume to the downside so far is 651,000 shares. That's kind of wide price spread for the day. It's testing a prior swing point out here. That was from the trading session of September 18th as it pushed lower. That was with 651,000 shares, the exact same number of shares that we are trading at right now. So maybe AutoZone is really just consolidating. But if it's not consolidating, and in other words, it closed below 710 bucks, geez, now you're looking at maybe 595 or so, something like that. AZO is the ticker symbol there. We got the Dow off 32, S&P's up 2, NASDAQ up 3, chop, chop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. Hi, folks. Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, to help us close out the show, we're going to John in Philly. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Hey, Steve-O, thanks. We're collaborating here together for your listeners in TigerTV and the Tiger's Den. You're showing the weekly chart of the 30-year U.S. Treasury bond yield.
Yes.
And I just care to share with you a trading rule that I'm working with right as we speak, namely back on the week of Monday, October 1st, when I was shorting bond futures. We had a breakout in yield over 3.25, 3.25, nice round number.
Yes.
3.25 is the high from 2015, 2017, and earlier this year, 2018. And
right.
That is the Fib 618 resistance mark if you measure back up to the high 2013 at 4 even.
Yeah.
Steve, with this is a classic Tommy O'Brien go to ice and jump the creek. And that creek is 3 1/4 yield, so incredibly well-defined. And what I'll tell you is the likes of Double Line Asset Management out in Los Angeles with just a boatload of money under management and one of the better bond managers around, they had been looking at this level and saying, if we want to buy bonds, short the yield against 325, but if we get over that is a regime change, if you will, and yields will head higher on a sustained basis. Therein lies my rationale for shorting the bonds. Tried it last Friday, and I've done it again today. And it's this dip in the yield that's dipped away from 345 towards 3 1/4. The speculation is 3 1/4 is now the floor for yields, and now yields march higher without dropping back down much.
Yes.
So I just wanted to share that with you in that chart you showed.
I appreciate that, and I see that. I appreciate that. I see that. I know it. I also know that when you break out above a long-term resistance area like this, you can come back and retest it just to prove it. So that's where that other side of that bond trade. But we got like 5 seconds to close it up. I apologize, but your observation is exactly right, and I want to thank you for sharing that with all of our viewers out there. Folks, stay tuned. David White will be up next. Tom O'Brien from 3 to 5. I'll be back with you on Terrific Thursday. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service, Fibonacci 24/7, is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.